And take number 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium, home of Sunday Night Football in week number 4. It's America's team against their deepest out-of-division rival in the Green Bay Packers. Each team coming in with a 1-2 record, looking to turn their season around on the biggest stage in the regular season. Roof is closed this evening. Very calm skies. However, a strong breeze is the reason. Brandon Aubrey will kick off here with a calm, no wind, and the Packers will return. We're underway from Arlington, and Green Bay gets started from the 32 of Dallas. Here comes Jordan Love. Packers picked up their first win of the season. However, it was anything but easy. Came all the way down to the very last snap. They get the stop on the 2-point conversion against the Browns, win 28-27. Other than that, they have looked pitiful, to say the least. They have a terrible week 1 loss against the Lions and a bad loss in week number 2. Finally, though, into the win column. Jordan Love trying to keep that going. Outside pass caught by Tucker Kraft, and he's across midfield. 23 yards picked up on the opening play. Packer offense in good hands. What up, Sansori? What up, SM? We'll meet the Packer offense for today. Jordan Love backed up by Malik Willis, Josh Jacobs, Marshawn Lloyd. In the backfield, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Romeo Doubs at wide receiver. Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave at the tight end position. Packer team goes pretty deep, running and throwing the football. Jaden Reed goes in motion. First handoff today for Josh Jacobs. Very comfortable fantasy running back last season. Gets his day started here with a pickup of 5. And meeting the Cowboy defense now, Dante Fowler Jr., Micah Parsons, Mozzie Smith, Osa Odigizua. On the defensive line, Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn, Demarion Overshone, Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs, Kyler Elam, Donovan Wilson, and Malik Hooker in the defensive backfield. Cowboy defense trying to put their foot in the ground here on a 2nd and 5. Parsons almost got home, but it's delivered downfield to the rookie, Matthew Golden. Good ball there by Jordan Love. What up, Packers on top? I said Packers, the disco. I probably did, didn't I? I was quite distracted, can't lie. What up, Billy O? Let me go fix that real quick. That would be an interesting game. Who you got, the Packers or the Packers? One would only wonder. Green Bay, though, knocking on the doorstep of the red zone on their opening possession. Romeo Doubs in motion this time. It's Love off the play action. Goes his direction, and it's caught at the 1. What a hit, though, at the half-yard line. Nearly jarred the football loose. Trayvon Diggs lowered the helmet. Somehow, though, held on to by Doubs. Going to have to step it up this year without Christian Watson. Going to be very, very interesting. Packers, though, at the half-yard line, try to capitalize here and punch in their opening possession, but Love is sacked. Leo Fau dumps him down at the 9-yard line, and red zone offense continues to be the biggest problem in Madden NFL football. Packers is true to overcome the turnover. See, it's legit in some form or fashion. 2nd and goal, though. That is a devastating sack taken there by the Packer offense. Going to have to try and rebound now. Fullback checks in here for the Packers. 2nd and 9 from the 9-yard line. Love going to back up, go down the middle, and he will pick up 5 of the lost 8. Romeo Doubs picks up catch number 2. Talk about the Cowboys for a little bit here. Talked a lot about the Packers earlier. Dallas team that started off with an 0-1 loss to the Eagles, 13-17. Came down to the last play there as well. Dak was sacked. Week 2 win over the Giants and a loss last week. Heartbreaking fashion on the very last play against the Chicago Bears. Trying to bounce back here at home on a 3rd and goal, looking for a stop as Love sets, fires, and misfires incomplete. Try to find Jaden Reed in the front of the end zone, and he overshoots him. Jack Sanborn was the closest defender. Cowboys get their stop. More so the Packers. It is the Packers versus Packers there on the opening possession. Brandon McManus on for a 21-yard chip shot here, looking to open up the scoring from Arlington. It is up and through. Packers take an early 3-0 lead after their first possession on Sunday Night Football. Finally into primetime here. We got a doubleheader coming up tomorrow night between the Jets and Dolphins, and then the Broncos and Bengals, and a rematch. Should be one heck of a game there between those two. Take a look at our pick'em summary for this evening. 18-13 in favor of the road team, the Green Bay Packers, who take the early lead there on their first possession. Let me check here. SM. Short kick, and Cavante Turpin ready to return up the middle. Pretty good one there, out to the 38-yard line. Brandon McManus continuing these special teams issues for this Packer special teams core. Just can never seem to get it right. Dak Prescott will take over. Looking for a much better week this week than how it was last. He had 2 interceptions. Looked good at times, but in the end, all too short. You have the Packers, SM. Allowing 400 yards passing this game. Maybe. See if Dak can take over. Javonte Williams ends up in the backfield here. Single back formation. Former Bronco gets the handoff. Good tackle made up front by the big Devontae. No, it's Kenny Clark, actually. As we meet the Cowboy offense for today. Dak Prescott at QB1 again. Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders in the backfield. Jaden Blue getting some reps as well. CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert. Cavante Turpin, George Pickens at wide receiver. Jake Ferguson as the starting tight end here for Dallas. Prescott under center, and he will hand off again, going left side. That is going for next to nothing for Javonte Williams. Just a 2-yard gain. What up, A-Rod? Packer defense for today. Luke Van Ness, Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt on the defensive line. Quay Clark, Edgerrin Cooper, Isaiah McDuffie at linebacker. Keyshawn Nixon and Nate Hobbs going to have to fill in for Jair now. Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney at the safety. Packer defense looking for a stop on a 3rd and 6. They flush Dak out, and he's forced to throw that one incomplete. Green Bay forces a 3 and out, despite a terrific return from Cavante Turpin. Packer fans got to be happy about that. Green Bay has historically been the team to give Dallas fits every single year. Come the postseason, there is one team that the Dallas Cowboys don't want to see. And it's the Cheeseheads wearing green and yellow. Punt coming up here for Brian Anger. Pretty good one. Returned from the 14 up to the 20-yard line. 5:20 left to go in the opening quarter. Jordan Love will take back over with an 80-yard football field. Watching Sanders for the short-term play against the Packers week 3 is fun, though. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel bad for Miles Sanders. There's always running backs that I feel like are heavily disrespected, and he was one of them. It is what it is, though. Jordan Love opens up the second Packer drive with a handoff to Josh Jacobs up the middle, trying to make some headway early on here. That is a 3-yard pickup on the rush. Looking like we might have a pretty quick game on our hands this evening. Not a big deal. We are back to regular time tomorrow for the opening game, 8 p.m. and 9:30 for the second game of the doubleheader. Linebackers on the line of scrimmage here for the Dallas Cowboy defense. As now they drop in coverage. Here goes Love, stepping up in the pocket, and he will take what is given and then some. Jordan Love taking off for a big gainer. 24-yard rush. Linebackers drop perhaps a lot too far there. Sagging into safety's territory. Some of the worst pursuit you will see there. And that will cost them a deep first down for the Packers. Love now got a bunch formation right. And Jaden Reed to his left, his deep target. Last season, Love, though, going to step and fire. Back to his tight end, Tucker Kraft, catch number 2. First since the opening reception that got this game started. Packers are back into enemy territory with the 8-yard dink and dunk there. Green Bay will take on the Bengals next week and the Cardinals the week after. Certainly not an easy schedule for any team in the NFC North this season, and for good reason. 5-man rush not going to get there. It is a first down for the moment, and will this stand? We will take a look at the penalty. It will. I believe it's Micah Parsons, and it is. First time calling his name is on a roughing the passer penalty. Green Bay takes advantage. Cowboys hit the divisional round more. I would agree. Hit a big wheel, though. 3.5 to go now in the opening quarter. Love takes a high snap, controls it. Screen pass set up outside to Josh Jacobs. Flies up the sideline, stands up at the 14, 12-yard pickup. What up, Jen Snook? It's your birthday a couple days ago. Well, happy belated birthday to you. Good to have you in here for Sunday Night Football. First time in Cowboys history, the defender takes his blame for the penalty. True. That is true. Packers trying to flip the script here if they can find the end zone. Jacobs up the middle gets a good push there from his offensive line, and Tucker Kraft as well. And that'll wind up a 6-yard pickup. Packers back inside the 10. Border World's in the house, one up. Last chat calling for a pick. Uh-oh. They don't believe. 2nd and 4 from the 8-yard line. Love goes left side, finds Tucker Kraft. It's 1st and goal. How about that? Look at this Packers team, man. Starting to go a little bit crazy. Inside a goal-to-go situation. 2 tight ends set for the Packers. Love on a quick fire left side. Wide open Tucker Kraft. It's a 2-score lead in Arlington. And the Boo Birds are out early. Wow. How about that Jordan Love response to an emptier drive than expected on the previous with a touchdown sling to his tight end 1. Packers off to a hot start here on the offensive end. Looking pretty good. Went up King Chevalier. How about that? And McManus is on now for the extra point. Looking to tack this on, make it a 10-0 game. It is up, and it is good. It's the Packers 10, the Cowboys nothing. Predict 31-28 Packers. I could see it. Officially back home. Welcome back, King Chevalier. Money for nothing? That might be. Cowboy defense got to wake up. Their offense has got to reciprocate those feelings, though. Saints record right now, they are 2-2. They have lost both of their last 2. Actually, no, they lost week 1. And then week 4, close game, though, against the Buffalo Bills. 35-32, I believe, was the final there. Score was a lot closer than the game itself. Short kick again for McManus. Return taken by Turpin. And he is going to pick that apart all day long. Not sure what McManus is planning on these kickoffs, but it's not working. Prescott will take over again with good starting field position. Yeah, Saints and the entire rest of the NFC South went from 2-1 to 2-2. That is hilarious. 2:07 left in the opening period. Cowboys try to join the scoring party. Javonte Williams picks up another 5, the only Cowboy today with yards whatsoever. That's embarrassing. But also true. Watch the NFL back together Saturday training camp. I'm not going to lie, I've been quite busy. I don't think I'll watch training camp. We'll have to wait till the preseason. We'll see. 3 tight ends out there, and CeeDee Lamb. Handoff goes left side to Williams. Runs over a defender, and the opening Cowboy first down. What a hit delivered. Evan Williams that time was the victim. 33 on 33. Cowboys should have re-signed Rico Dowdle. Agreed. Didn't happen, though. 7 Packers in the box here. And they only rush 4. Prescott goes downfield and picks out George Pickens. Final minute now of the opening period, and the Cowboy offense has found their stride. And boy, it took a while. I'm not a big WWE guy. I go to Madden if I were you, King Chevalier. Why not? Ball up to the Green Bay 30. Prescott again. Rolls to his right. Flushed out of the pocket. Tries to step up. And he's stumped down. Rashawn Gary. 7-yard sack. Packers right back in the swing of momentum. Cowboys need to pay Parsons? Yes, they do. Stoner Nixon, bro, he might consider it at this point. Wouldn't shock me. George Pickens in press coverage down below. A dangerous decision for this Packer defense. Prescott goes up top, though, finds CeeDee Lamb. His opening catch is a 10-yard pickup. 3rd and 7 when we return, as we will take this time down to the end of the first quarter. Packers 10, Cowboys nothing on Sunday Night Football. Only 7 people in chat tonight, so everybody got to do their due diligence and hit the like button for me. Appreciate you all tuning in. to a later stream again. Second quarter underway. Prescott from the empty. This time the Packers bring 5. Dak going deep down the field. Sticks it in there, caught by Ferguson. Dallas offense, another deep conversion. Xavier McKinney getting fried that time. Winnipegs off. Trent Parsons, the Eagles, not even joking. That is a crazy nightmare. What did you eat the night before? Record that. Dak starting to get comfortable here in week 4. Left side handoff to Williams. Got a one good block, and he's shoved down. In positive yardage there by Evan Williams. 6-yard pickup, and Dallas is poised to bring us back within 3. Packers have had the Cowboys number for a couple past years now. Yes, they have. They have since the Aaron Rodgers era, way back when. Lamb is the lone receiver left this time. Prescott drops back, rolls right, fires in the flat, caught by Ferguson, turns upfield, and he does have the first down, just not the end zone, at the 1-yard line. So now even more opportunities that to score. If you are the Cowboy offense, as they are finding their footing here. I formation on 1st and goal from the half-yard line. Prescott does the wise thing, hands off to Williams, he's in. Touchdown Dallas. Cowboys on the board. And the Dallas Cowboys find the scoreboard on Sunday Night Football. They do what Jordan Love should have done and handed off at the half-yard line. What up, Blake Connerly? Doing well, man. How are you? Doing just fine. Back within 4, potentially 3 here with the extra point. And this is a kick coming up for Brandon Aubrey, another USFL legend. Trying to split the uprights here. It is on the way, and it is good. It's the Packers 10, the Cowboys 7. 9-play, 63-yard, 3-minute, 41-second drive. Finds Dallas in the end zone. You right for that, Packers on top. Rare to see the NFL putting this rivalry game at 8. I would agree. Rare NFL W. Rare NFL W. Kickoff coming up here from Brandon Aubrey. Packers are looking for an explosive return. Trying to get their offense back in shape here. Lead trimmed back down to a field goal. Cowboys respond to the call. Return out to the 26-yard line. And out comes Jordan Love. 9 of 10 through the opening 2 possessions, 101 and a touchdown. He has looked pretty sharp. See if he can keep that up here in the second quarter. Packers' new uniforms are crazy, not gonna lie. I don't know if I've seen them. Third Packer possession. Their lead trimmed back down to a field goal. Back up tight end Luke Musgrave in motion this time. Handoff goes to Jacobs. Following his blockers, not going to be enough though. Only a gain of a yard. This Cowboy defense starting to become more stout by the possession. What team do you think McCarthy could coach next? Good question. Maybe a college team at this point. Wouldn't shock me. Cowboy fans starting to get loud here inside a closed-roof AT&T Stadium. Outside handoff to Jacobs, and he goes nowhere. They'll lose half a yard on the second down carry. And an uncharacteristic loss of yards there for number 8. Smell a Matthew Golden bomb. Ooh, let's see if it'll happen. Certainly could. Cowboys trying to force their first punt of the afternoon. 4 on the line here. That's how many they rush. Love going to find Jacobs on the screen. Once again, got some room and has 10 with the first down. Up to the 38-yard line. Terrific catch and run. Packers are beyond effective at setting up these screen passes. You got to give them credit there. They do a very, very nice job of that. How long can they keep that under wraps, though, before this Cowboy defense catches wind of it? Here goes Love off the bootleg, and he is dumped down. Another Cowboy sack. Deron playing the corner. Wants some action in the backfield. And he gets home for a loss of 9. Packers finally heading backward. What a Mason Sarver should be an NFL commentator. That is the dream, my friend. Appreciate you. Swiss cheese offensive line. She's great at offensive line, would be my reiteration of that. Second down and a mile. Jacobs trying to get some lost yardage back, and he's going to find that and then some. 12-yard pickup on the carry. Malik Hooker with the tackle. Still, though, Packers are more than happy to have a third medium after what they just suffered on first down. What up, Coffee Warrior Gaming? Appreciate it, man. Much appreciated. Got your Saints playing football here. Hopefully soon I will release the Week 5 schedule and pick them tonight. That is my plan. Love on a 3rd and 7. Tested out the waters of the bootleg once again. Steps right and again going to take off, and why not? Hit hard by Malik Hooker, but another Packer first down. Green Bay is more than happy to move the chains with their legs today. That was pretty good blocking. Just a long way to go, so the safeties were way back deep. Green Bay, though, turns a 2nd 19 to a 1st and 10 from the 50. Hand up to Jacobs again. Deron Bland this time brings him down right in front of the 45-yard line at the 46. Midway point now of the second period. Things are still as interesting as they were when it all started. Cowboys are 1.5-point underdogs in real life. Should be interesting there. Both teams coming in with a 1-2 record. Cowboys bring in extra pressure. Does not work again. Josh Jacobs getting free inside the 30. That one goes for 18. Wait for this weekly Jordan Love interception. I forgot. We are more than due. I was wondering why. I was like, why is everybody hating on Jordan Love? Completely forgot he's got to keep his streak alive. 5 interceptions this season. Looking for number 6 in 4 weeks in a row. Or can he exercise his demons in Dallas? That is the question. Love down the middle finds his running back again. Josh Jacobs having a field day through the air. Packers return to the red zone for the 3rd straight time. Yeah, legit. Forgot about the Jordan Love stigmatism we have going around. Contagious, though, for Matthew Stafford as well. Just a bug going around the NFC for the quarterbacks. 5-man rush this time. Love goes toward the end zone. Golden got it at the 2. 1st and goal again, and the Packers are just churning out yards every single play. You just feel like the Cowboys have to turn them over to flip this momentum at any point. Cowboy fans feel like their team left their heart back in Chicago. Left hand, handoff, end zone. Josh Jacobs. Cowboys trail by 9 again. Number 8 got going on this drive, and it finishes the way it should have in the end zone for the running back and the former Raider. Vegas has so many former stars, they just let go. Too easy for JJA, as I would say. Big Josh Jacobs guy. Fun fact for you guys, I had 4 top 12 fantasy running backs last year. Jacobs, Pollard, Cook, and Irving. All on my team. I had to trade one. Extra point is up and good. Packers lead. Back to 10. Over 5 minutes on that drive, and it never really looked like they were tired of it. That sack wasn't very good. Madden didn't like Dallas anymore? I don't think so. No, that trend seemed to end sometime last week, if I had to guess. I feel like their loss to Philly was pretty well-rounded, but yeah, that loss to the Bears, whew, that was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Brandon McManus is on for the kickoff. See if it's another short one. Even shorter than the previous. Return taken from the 16-yard line up to the 36. I have no idea what's going on with his kick power today. However, Javonte Williams is on. Looking for another rushing touchdown if he can find it. Michael Harris for the Braves tonight has 2 triples in one game. That's crazy. Could have had the cycle, but he turned 2 extra bases because why not? That's hilarious. Bears keep winning on walk-offs. Yes, they do. Chicago gets to a 3-1 record with a win over Vegas. Left side pass caught by Ferguson. Gets this drive started with a 6-yard pickup. Cowboys trying to bring us back within a score before halftime. They do get the ball to begin half number 2. Keeping that in mind, this drive matters a little bit more. Kicker must have leg day the night before, I guess, man. Packers special team issues, though. Happen a lot. 2nd and 4. Here goes Prescott. Check down football. Works its wonders. Javonte Williams. That is a 6-yard pickup. Not a lot of exciting plays in this game, I will say that. Last night's doubleheader. More specifically, game 2, the Bears and Raiders had significant entertainment. Deep touchdowns, crazy catches, and an insane finish. DJ Moore there with the game winner in the final minute. Prescott goes downfield. This time it is George Pickens. That is his 2nd catch, goes for 9. Former Steeler looking to make it home here in Dallas. As we hit the 2-minute warning, it's the Packers 17, the Cowboys 7. Roof, as we mentioned, is closed. A little bit breezy outside. True that, Santorio. See what Dallas has dialed up after the 2-minute warning. Prescott goes down the middle, uncontested. Jake Ferguson once more. And now Dallas is in the driver's seat here. When it comes to clock management, Prescott delivers another dime. In real life, I would expect a turnover fest between these two quarterbacks. We'll see, though. CeeDee Lamb lines up in the slot here as Prescott rolls left and now sets and fires, goes down low, and it looks like the rookie blew out inside the 10. And it is. The rookie running back gets his first touch of the period. It's a terrific catch and run of 25, and he escapes out of bounds as well. Veteran mindset. Although apparently the clock's ticking, so maybe he did. Perhaps they gave him too much credit where it wasn't due. These underneath passes, though, running backs, though, they're working way more efficiently than they normally do. Funny how that works. Play clock down to 6 here for Prescott, taking his time now. Packers going to send extra blitzers, not going to work. George Pickens with the touchdown. His 2nd as a Dallas Cowboy, and none easier than that one. Prescott saw him the entire way. All right. 56 Adam dead to rights just to make the play. Typical Madden. Yeah, Edgerrin Cooper. That is the guy that I think Madden hates the most. I don't know. Based on previous weeks. Aubrey on for the extra point. It is up and good. Back within 3 again. We have gone touchdown for touchdown on back-to-back possessions for both teams. And Nixon, surprise, surprise. Hey, man, that's going to be your quarterback 1 this year. No more Jair. You got to deal with it. Packers going to try to find a way here. 47 seconds left. If Aaron Rodgers taught the Cowboys anything, all they need is a timeout and about 3 plays to find a field goal. Still one of the craziest games I've ever had the pleasure of watching live in action. Aubrey on for the kickoff. Lands at the 5-yard line. Return taken from there. Packers escape out to the 27. And out comes Jordan Love. Carrington Valentine did better than Jair Alexander last season. True. That's fair. Even still, though, Keyshawn Nixon is going to be quarterback 1. So 2016 was really wild. That game the Cowboys had against the Steelers, still one of my favorite games of all time. That didn't involve my team. See what Jordan Love can cook up here. Has all 3 timeouts, but limited time. As he's flushed right, has to fire incomplete. That was the year. It was. Cowboys really could have made some noise had they have won that game. Because if I'm not mistaken, they came back to even get to that point. Disappointing. Jordan Love there on the throwaway. 2nd and 10, check down, caught by Kraft, trying to rummage his way there. Across the 38, short though by 2 yards, timeout Green Bay. And interesting there, thought for a second these two teams might have a little bit of a stare down between head coaches on who would take the timeout. Cowboys with the stop here could get the ball back and tie it up before half. Packers, of course, trying to continue their drive, though. Got to convert this 3rd and short. 3rd and 2, more like a 3.5 yard here. As Love goes outside, wide open. Romeo Doubs lost the football, and Dick scoops it up with one hand. And do we have an opening turnover? I don't think so. We'll see, though, what a flash, Gordon. And we will take a second look. When did that football start coming loose? As Romeo Doubs falls to his backside, which should rule him down by contact. I think he is going to be down there. What a funny recovery, though. I did see that, actually. Looking forward to the 99 Club. Should be interesting. And we get our booth review. The official's going to take a second look at this one, try to see if the backside of Romeo Doubs was what forced the fumble. And it appears that both cheeks were securely down on the ground there, which forced the ball ajar. Packers should maintain possession. 2 cheeks for safety is what they say, right? Timeout taken by Green Bay as we are sucked into the void. And now we return to AT&T Stadium with a Packer first down. Not what I expected. I am a big fan, though, of officials letting, the place play out, even in Madden. I'm going to give Madden 25 props where props are due, because it's rare that I don't harp on this game. So that is one feature I do enjoy out of Madden. Packers able to maintain possession up to the 39. 1 timeout remaining for Jordan Love as he sets and fires across the field. Caught by Jacobs. Breaks the tackle and breaks the 50-yard line. And his absolute tear of an evening continues inside the Cowboy half of the field. Packers, though, out of timeouts. From Low College 26, by the way. Yeah, that game has been ridiculously hard this year. I won a natty as South Alabama on Heisman last year. I can't even win with a good team now. Love from the empty. He has no more timeouts. Got to be careful here. Parsons giving chase, and a good decision there. Jordan Love wastes no more time. Clock went off in his head. Interested to see how the AI handles this situation. 10 yards away from field goal range. No timeouts. Limited time. Tackling was terrible. Jordan Love there, forced to fire another incompletion. Has not been his best opening half as he rolls left. Got to be careful. Another throwaway. And the Packer offense is just spooked. Love is looking for a sideline for the rest of his life right now. Problem is nothing opening up anywhere but the middle. Cowboys are playing this very smart, as they are instructed to do so. Got to protect the boundaries and the end zone here. On 3rd and 10, 4-man rush again. Love is going to roll left and fire another incompletion. Parsons got him down. 3 straight throwaways forced. Playing catch with a water boy, I guess. 80-20 jump ball in 2016. It's terrible. Clicking the play ball button just makes your receiver whiff. It is abysmal. Packers are not going to take a risk of a pick 6 here, so they will punt. Daniel Wellen gets this one off out of bounds at the 22. And 2 seconds remain for a Dak Prescott miracle heave. Looking for a reiteration of what happened last week in a ridiculous loss for the Dallas Cowboys. There are bad losses in franchise history. And then there is whatever in the world happened last week. Light pulls out for you guys there. Dak will take a knee into victory formation. Far from it, though. It's the Packers 17, the Cowboys 14 at the end of the first half from Arlington, Texas. Get your votes in and get your likes in on the stream as well. Mentioned earlier, we will have the Week 5 pick'em and the schedule out a couple hours after stream. And I do want to mention verbally, and we'll also mention this in the Discord and YouTube messages, the Week 5 pick'em placement will be for the Fantasy Football League permission. So, finishing in the top 13 will put you in my 14-man fantasy league by default. Turpin on the return up the middle, and finally a good tackle made there by the Packers special team corps. Now at the 31-yard line, Dak will take over. So get your thinking caps on for week number 5. Is it Wheelan? That's misleading. Shout out once again to the English language and their vowels. What about members? I don't think I'm doing that because it seems kind of pay to win. Second half is underway here on Sunday Night Football. And Prescott comes out guns a sling, and Jalen Tolbert picks up the opening first down of the third quarter. That's a gain of 11. Yeah, I kind of thought about this on my own, though. I mean, if everybody ends up buying a membership to join the league, kind of defeats the purpose of having a good pick 'em. But if they don't respond to the call, you guys are first picks there. New set of downs here for Prescott. Goes outside. Big hit. Edgerrin Cooper. Javonte Williams meets 235 pounds of brute force that time. Second 10. Wow. Wow. Big time hit there from the middle linebacker. And here goes Prescott. Steps up, evades a sack, pulls a Jordan Love, and picks up 8 on the scamper. Good vision there from Dak. That was a very, very nice heads-up play. G-League it is. You and me both. Might come down to it. Cowboys trying to keep their drive alive, looking for their first lead here at home. Prescott on a quick fire outside, caught by Tolbert again. Been the quick fire guy this evening. Cowboys across the 50. Packers are on their heels for the first time tonight. Whack Piscott, that is certainly a nickname. Cowboys should be right around Brandon Aubrey range, one of, if not the best kicker remaining in the NFL. Prescott dropping back deep, fires downfield, and CeeDee Lamb finally pulls free at the 15. Cowboys back inside the Packer red zone. Just the second catch this evening for number 88. And Dak knew he had him all the way as soon as Evan Williams swung his head in the wrong direction. Only a matter of time before that freed up. Playbook now wide open at the 15. Prescott on a quarterback keeper, swallowed up by Kenny Clark. Reads the quarterback's eyes and hips and does the salsa in the backfield with number 4. Swiss cheese zone to go with the Swiss cheese offensive line. It works out. Packers showing blitz once again. On 2nd and 13, handoff goes to Williams. Got running room and a first down. Terrific carry there for the former Bronco. 14-yard pickup. Yeah, they go band for band and not playing good football. We'll just leave it at that. Because my goodness, what in the world just happened there? Goal to go scenario once again for Dallas. It's Prescott. Right side, he steps into a sack again. And again, it's Rashawn Gary. Number 2 for number 52. And the Cowboys pull a Packers. If every team would just turn off the pass button in the red zone, not even the red zone, just inside the 5, I mean, there's no reason to throw the football on 1st and goal. It is what it is, though. GP1 issue and press coverage already has 1 touchdown in this young night. Zach going to look for him again. Down the middle he goes to the end zone. This time it's Jalen Tolbert. Dallas leads for the first time tonight. What up, John Zeller? It is a terrific game, actually. Very entertaining. Trailed by as many as 10 early on to this one, but they have made a complete comeback. Now just got to hang on in the second half. All that for a touchdown, wide open, so it seems. Is what it is, though. 6:34 to go in the third quarter. So many fantasy players going to. You're probably right. Hadn't even thought about that. Let me take a look at what we got going on for fantasy this evening. As Brandon Aubrey is on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Jacobs, Lamb, Ferguson, not going to lie. Jacobs is having a terrific game. He is going to perform very good there for Packer Prod. CeeDee, though, only got 2 catches. Ferguson, I think, is 2 as well. Not terrific there. Who else we got going? Jordan Love. He's having an okay day, I think. And Tucker Kraft as well. He did have a touchdown. So you feel like no matter who is touching the football, at some point somebody is losing or gaining points, which is pretty cool. Deep kick there from Brandon Albright. Packers on the return once again from the 1. And a big hit at the 27. 6.5 to go now in the third quarter. Madden have to get rid of the passing under center. We done with the 90s. I mean, yeah. You just don't see that very much anymore. Again, though, hypothetically, with the coaching ailment, whatever they have coming up here, this next Madden, the coaching schemes, we'll call it for lack of a better term, should be interesting. Cowboy fans are believing once again. Outside handoff goes to Jacobs. He sways the shoulder and throws a stiff arm in the face of Diggs. What a stiff arm. Derrick Henry style. Up top. What up, Art Zero? I'm sorry, man. Hey, you guys got to win in week 2. You can't say I don't do anything for you. They beat the Chargers. That's a divisional win for you. 8 yards picked up for number 8. Love stands in tall, finds his tight end, Tucker Kraft. Breaks a couple of tackles there, taken down by Diggs at the 45. First down, Packers. Holding Parsons. Well, Parsons actually, for those joining late, had the opening and only penalty in this one with the roughing the passer. Only stat he's put up, aside from a quarterback hit or two, at the end of the second. Love off the RPO, dangerous pass, but Romeo Doubs steps in front and secures a catch. Diggs nearly had a takeaway. 1-16, no. Who do you guys play coming up here? I got to check. Raiders schedule 2025. Jordan Love quite fortunate there to have the outstretched arms of Romeo Doubs keeping this possession alive. As he's up the play action, check down, misfired that one. Obvious miscommunication there with Josh Jacobs. All right, you guys play the Colts next week and the Titans the week after. If you guys don't beat Tennessee, amen. There's an issue. They were a very unfortunate issue of Chicago. True that. Cowboy defense is looking for a stop on a 3rd and short. Love going to hand up to Jacobs. Got a first down and then some. There goes Jacobs inside the 10 to the end zone. 48-yard touchdown. And the Pack is back. That is nice for fantasy. Largest run of the week for the Green Bay Packers. Josh Jacobs, loose. That was a very beautiful run, too. Good heads up, change of direction. Found the open space, never looked back. Might lose second tonight, I don't know. I got to look again one more time to see who's got who. Jacobs, Lamb, and Ferguson, I think we should be okay. Extra point is up, and it is good for Brandon McManus. Cowboys once again trail by a field goal. Quick drive there from Green Bay. I think we should be all right. Jacobs has 2 touchdowns. As long as Lamb and Ferguson don't combine for 2, should be okay. Because McCarthy didn't have a very good game. I don't think I'm getting touched this week, with all due respect. I think I've set myself a pretty good margin of lead. That's the hope, at least. Packers going to kick off again. Turpin on a short kick from the 15, goes right side, down at the 27. Prescott will take over. Like to see long touchdown runs. Those don't happen very often in Madden nowadays. I would agree. I am also quite fond. I love the deep passes that are like in stride in between, safeties that forgot their assignment. Like the Robinson touchdown we had yesterday. I love those. And obviously the long rushing touchdowns as well. Cowboy offense going to have to find a way here. In a shootout that's brewing. Big hit down the middle. Jake Ferguson hangs on, though. Lose to the Colts next week. I mean, still, though, they just lost to the 0-3 Rams, so it is possible. Can't call it quits there. 2 receivers right and 3 to the left side of Prescott. Takes a shotgun snap. Will fire this one in some traffic, and Ferguson comes out with it. That's a 14-yard pickup for number 87. as all the yards so far on this drive. Quay Walker nearly took his head off there, as did Edgerrin Cooper. Had that ball been thrown a second later, could be bringing the card out. Prescott, though, fortunate to have all of his guys still out there and a healthy outside pass dropped. George Pickens does tend to have this issue from time to time. And that is a reiteration of why Pittsburgh felt so confident as to move on from him in favor of DK Metcalf. Would have been a very ugly locker room anyway. Cowboys, though, trying to get back across the 50. Pressure coming from the Packers. Not going to get there in time. Jake Ferguson again. Prescott over 200 in the passing category. These quarterbacks are doing very good today. Still no turnovers. We are on a day-to-day streak now, I feel like. I don't know how many games it's been since we've had turnover. We've gone through some droughts in the past, though. Might be ending on this possession. For all we know, pass goes downfield, incomplete, but Quay Walker got a little bit too pushy there. Cowboys get the automatic first down. Yep. That'll do it. Never turned his head around. That has been a textbook penalty for a couple of years now in the NFL. What up, AR Universe? Cowboys able to move the chains via the Packer penalty, but Prescott is sacked. Quay Walker gets his get back. And that is how you show your trust in your football team. The guy that made a mistake, you let him get hungry. 4-yard loss. Cowboys pushed back out to fringe Brandon Aubrey range. Can they find the end zone, though? Looking for a third lead change in this one. Handoff goes to Williams, trying to make a typical Josh Jacobs type of play. That's an 11-yard pickup, though. Very nice carry. Flying blind on someone pick him, but if Dallas wins, I might still have a chance. Let me take a look real quick on the Google Sheets. I will let you know. Is the pick 'em updated as of last night? If not, I can fill in. 3rd and 3 again here from Dallas. Prescott, quick fire, finds the tight end. Jake Ferguson been left wide open all evening. That continues. Yes, what Packers on Top said, 19 people here would really, really appreciate if you guys would like the stream here. Would help out a ton. So has Dallas tonight. Had Chicago and KC last night. Final 2 minutes of the third. Handoff goes inside to Williams, fighting through tacklers. That one goes for 3. He's over 50 rushing. So yeah, I don't think you got any leverage there on him, as he has gone 2-0 the last 2 games. Still tied. It might come down to Monday night. Let me take a look. He has the Dolphins and Broncos. Javonte Williams picks up his 50th yard there. As Dak gonna fire downfield, it's caught by Tolbert. Easily could have been more. But he falls down prematurely at the 9-yard line. What up, Hartley? Yeah, if you have the Bengals in that second game, it might come down to the final Monday Night Football game. 5 receivers set once again with Ferguson in the slot. Pass goes up top to Lamb. Good hit there by Cooper. And a good initial tackle made by Xavier McKinney. Walker not a DB. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. Madden just kind of puts them wherever they want. But you're absolutely correct. Cowboys go single back again. Prescott gets a pancake back in the end zone. George Pickens again having himself quite the day in Arlington. And America's team back in the driver's seat. Late third quarter touchdown, and it's number 2 for number 3. George Pickens cannot be upset with how Dak is treating him here. How about that? The Guardians split the day 1-1, which means we are still 500. Extra point here for Brandon Aubrey. Up and good. Cowboys ahead 28-24. We've got ourselves a very nice little game here. I like it. Why not? Cowboys will kick back off. Cowboys going to retake the lead. Jordan Love will throw a pick. I think we're about to. We might be. What a pickle football. Dallas Mid-Boys. They are playing pretty good here today. 17 votes, by the way, in the live poll. 62% in favor. Now 65 of the Green Bay Packers. See if they can get their lead back here. Would absolutely love it. What up, Retro? Good kick again there from Aubrey. Return taken from the 2-yard line. Good move here from the Packers special teams. They'll get out to the 34. Jordan Love will take over. Looking for another legacy drive in the making. Packers are one of those football teams that simply do not miss at quarterback. And franchises like mine can only wish to have half the success that the publicly owned franchise of Green Bay does. Vastly important drive here, though, for Jordan Love. Waning moments of the third quarter begins with a handoff to Jacobs, being chased from behind, and he'll lose a yard. Deron Bland on the tackle, but Marion Overshown made that one eons more difficult for Jacobs. That right there should take us to the end of the third quarter. Cowboys have a lead at home. It's the Packers 24, the Dallas Cowboys 28. Into the final 10 we go. Don't forget Week 5 pick'em. And schedule comes out tonight. Doubleheader tomorrow night, Monday off. Got it? Here we go. Fourth quarter underway on Sunday Night Football. Handoff goes to Jacobs, weaving his way in and out of the defenders. That is a 4-yard gain. Fresh off of a 48-yard rushing TD. Packers like the filet mignons. Browns are like the Dino Nuggies. Yeah. You know what? They're cool, though. Dino Nuggies are fire. 3rd and 7. We are still yet to see a turnover. Can Dallas force the first? Here they won't, but this time they sniff out the screen. Osa Odigizua. Finally, Dallas does their due diligence underneath. Yeah, you would be correct about that. And a punt coming up for Daniel Whelan. Once again, Cowboys do a very good job defensively. Not a very good punt. Fair caught by Turpin at the 28. Maybe those were mind games, not letting him return. Cowboys, though, with a big drive themselves ahead here. Field goal makes it a touchdown game. Touchdown might just put this one in the record books. Final score 31-21. Well, I don't think you guys can lose points, but I mean, maybe your defense will give up some points. We'll see. Prescott from under center opens up the fourth quarter. Looking for somebody open downfield. Hit as he fires incomplete. Big hit in the backfield. Luke Van Ness. Packer defensive line is at least doing good. Just made the whole game turn around, though, overtime. I mean, we easily could. All it takes is a Cowboy field goal, then a Packer touchdown. May not happen, though, based on the time remaining. Handoff goes inside once again. Shaden Blue, the rookie. Just his second touch of the football today. That's a 7-yard pickup. Very important. What up, Leon Trey? As we tick away the opening minute of the fourth quarter. Both teams at 1-2 trying to get back to 500. Cowboys fresh off a loss to the Bears. Packers fresh off a win. 28-27 in Cleveland. Fullback dive up the middle, and it pays wonders. 3rd and 3, and they get them completely fooled with the eye candy in the backfield. And they let the broad-shouldered big fella, Lipke, run buck wild. More precious time coming off the clock here. Packers have got to get the football back as soon as possible. Prescott checks it down, caught to Tolbert. Sneaks underneath the defender, picks up 9. Keyshawn Nixon there in on the mix, but a little bit too late. Yeah, we got a pretty close pick him today. What I say was 18-13 in favor of the Packers, so looks like the majority might be wrong here, but pretty close again. 2 receivers left and right for Prescott. Handoff goes inside to Williams, and a big parting hole opens up inside the 40. Cowboys in the range. Another first down rush. Both running backs are having tremendous afternoons, actually. I will give them that much. Ty Felton Lover in the chat. Brandon Aubrey warming up on the sideline here. Trying to maximize the one-score lead. Downfield pass to Tolbert. Hauled in once again. That one goes for 14. Packers couldn't stop a nosebleed right now. Williams is having a pretty good game. I wouldn't say an underrated running back, but maybe he could be. Only a matter of time. First year here in Dallas, and he has got the football again. That's another 5-yard pickup. Again, just chipping away at this defense. Williams playing pretty good. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Madden hates Packers. They might have passed the torch. Might be their least favorite team now. Cowboys at the Packer 19. Handoff goes inside, and Rashawn Gary with the tackle of the night. Jaden Blue, welcome to the NFL rookie. I blame Prescott for that one. He easily could have just taken the ball for himself. Wow. What a hit. Crowd has gone silent here for a 3rd and 9. Packers going to blitz a couple extra. Prescott goes to the end zone. Knocked away by Hobbs. Nate Hobbs saves the touchdown and the game. And the Cowboys forced to kick 3. That was a heck of a defensive effort. Huge stop indeed. Brandon Aubrey on for his opening attempt. This is from 40 yards away from the right hash. Almost blocked, but it's up and good. What up, Trex? Cowboys lead is 7. Fun fact about kicks, by the way. I saw somebody do a college football sim, and I think it was like Texas and Notre Dame or something like that. Texas scored a touchdown to go down by 1, and then they got the extra point blocked. It can happen in college football. EA, where is this in Madden? We need it so bad. A kick 6 would feed families. It would be so cool. Packers on the return. They need a touchdown on this drive. And unfortunately, their special team's not going to be of any help or assistance. Only out to the 24. 5:40 left to go. Is this the Jordan Love turnover drive? What are we thinking? Packers on top think so. A Packers fan believes it to the highest degree. Santorio, though, might have some faith in overtime. We'll have to wait and see. Most prized possession of the entire game coming up here for Jordan Love. Got to find the end zone, 76 yards away, begins with a rush, and he'll take the 3 yards ahead of him. Cowboys are going to try to stay low in the box and deny as many quarterback rushing yards as possible, if it can be helped. Don't forget to drop a like and let me know in the live poll and in the comments who you're rooting for, who you think's going to win, and what the score is going to be. Not quite halfway done with the 4th quarter, so the Packers still believing in their running back. Josh Jacobs cuts inside, and he'll pick up 2. Again, the Cowboys more than ready for rushing attempts. Madden 12 AI, my favorite Madden, is so much smarter. I agree. I went back and played Madden 13 on the Wii a couple years ago. A lot of fun. Huge 3rd down here for the Packers. Jordan Love off the bootleg left, sets his feet, fires downfield, knocked away, incomplete. Malik Hooker pulls in Nate Hobbs and saves a touchdown. Jaden Reed was gone if he had one more step. That was significant. Wheeling is on once again. Looking to put his foot through this one. High arcing kick. Almost hits Jerry Jones. Prized possession of a scoreboard. They're caught at the 35-yard line by Cavante Turpin. Both teams can't catch on the defensive end, true. I'm still in absolute awe that they let Jerry Jones have the kind of low-hanging scoreboard he does with how punts and kickoffs function nowadays in the NFL. Not as low-arcing as they used to be. It is what it is, though. Cowboys are a score or a couple of first downs away from a victory here. That's going to help out nicely already across the 50. Jake Ferguson. And do the Cowboys finally have an answer for their most disdained rival outside of the NFC East? Actually, that might be San Francisco. Cowboy fans, who do you hate more? 4 to go now in the fourth. Inside handoff, swallowed up again. Kenny Clark. What up more, Rob Gobb? Thinking this ball game? It might be. I don't know. Packers, though, keeping them out of range for right now. This is the down a distance to keep them at. We'll see. Dak Prescott, though, not shying away from the pass. Steps up in the pocket. Hit as he fires this one downfield, and it's dropped by Pickens. What a pass, though, from Dak. Everything but the reception. That thing was beautiful. Man. That was some throw. Back shoulder fade into double coverage. Everything but the finish there for George Pickens. And now the Cowboys need yards just to get into range. Prescott, though, going for it all down the middle. And Jake Ferguson might have just called game. The tight end opens up through the seams. First and goal for Dallas. What a game for Jake Ferguson. And even more wide open maybe was Jalen Tolbert running up the sideline. Wow. Now the Cowboys going to start to take some time off the clock here. Play clock down to 2. Snap taken by Prescott. Takes a step back. Got to be careful. Hit as he throws, and you can hear him scream from here. Crunched. Rashawn Gary was the first one to meet him. A Dak interception here would feed generations. I'm just saying. Would be hilarious. Prescott there with another incompletion. Left side pitch goes to Williams here, and he will pick up one somehow. Looks like that was going for a loss. The initial contact made at the 7. So that should take us to the 2-minute warning, which again only benefits the Cowboys here. And Packers on top prediction might be looking very, very correct. As we hit the 2-minute warning, Packers 24, Cowboys 31, with the Dallas Cowboys on the doorstep of a game-winning score. What that'll be, guess we'll find out. Fullback checks in again here for Dallas. Inside handoff is going to Williams and not going to get there. It's 4th down. All right, timeout taken by Green Bay. But they need more than a miracle. 29 votes in the live poll. Let's see if our likes can even equate to 2/3 of that. I'd love, you know what? Let me not get greedy. Let's get 15 likes on the stream. Let's see if we can get going here. Brandon Aubryon with what should be the game-sealing 20-yard field goal attempt. If he can knock it through, which he does. And that should put a bow on this one. Let me take a look at what would be the standings if the score holds here. Cowboys would improve to 2-2 and jump the Giants in the NFC East. Get back to 3rd place there. As for the Packers, they will deliver themselves even more space in the basement of the NFC North, currently held by the Chicago Bears. How about that? Packers on the return inside of 2 minutes. Need a miracle to come back from this one. 1:50 left. 2 timeouts. And again, they really did it to themselves all the way back on the opening possession. Couldn't find a touchdown, despite being at the 1. Comes back to haunt them when it's all said and done. And again, that was an accidental rhyme. I'm just lyrical like that, you know. It just happens. 1:50 to go and 2 timeouts for Jordan Love. Starts off with a check down to Romeo Doubs. That picks up almost 10. But again, time comes off the clock, and NFC North fans will be happy to hear Packers are now in dead last in the NFC with the loss here today. Cowboys, with the victory, will propel themselves all the way up to 9th in the NFC. Love in the no huddle. Looking for a couple of quick fires down the middle. There's another one. Jaden Reed on the reception. Up to the 45-yard line. Should probably consider taking a timeout here at some point if they want to be wise about maintaining a steady flow. Madden never did really care about that, though. Next game, Jets, Dolphins, and Bengals, Broncos. Monday Night Football doubleheader should provide some terrific entertainment. Love on a crosser finds the rookie Matthew Golden. And finally, they will take a timeout. I actually think they managed the clock okay here. Hey, Trek said earlier, right, there was a recovered onside kick in one of your games. So maybe it's the day of the onside kick recoveries. And don't forget, the Packers have been in this position before, and they have done just that. Down, though, to their final timeout. Trailing by 10 still. Love trying to get them at least to a scoring position, although he is looking for the back corner of the end zone, and he finds Jaden Reed a step too late. Would have been a thing of beauty. Donovan Wilson does terrifically there, escorting him out of bounds in the back corner. Cowboys Jets next week. That'll be a fun one. See how Fields is doing, though. Love went for it all. Unfortunately, wound up in incompletion. 3rd and 3. Here comes Parsons. Love going to step and fire down the field, and he is intercepted. Picked off by Donovan Wilson. Ball game. And there it is. The streak continues. We can all sleep well tonight. Wow. And for the 4th week in a row, Jordan Love has thrown an interception, up to 6 total on the season. Disastrous September for the Green Bay Packers. There it is. I'm happy. Who picked Jordan Love in fantasy? They got to know by now they're signing up for at least some negative points in some capacity. Going to take a couple of kneel downs here, and that should be that. I'm sorry, Packers on top. You could join Arturo in Madden Purgatory because, yeah, what would happen if the Packers play the Raiders? I think my PS5 might explode, if I had to be honest. Not sure that would even be legally allowed to be streamed. Cowboys going to hand off here, get some more yards out for Javonte Williams. Had himself quite the evening. Pack takes their final timeout stubbornly. What a comeback, though. Mentioned earlier, Dallas was down 17-7 way back in the second quarter. Clawed their way back, though. Took a lead in the 3rd, trailed again, and then stole it. A couple of Brandon Aubrey field goals late to secure the victory. And Dak Prescott back in to victory formation. This time it's the real deal. Plants that knee. Well, even weeks seem to be the answer for Dallas. They are 2-0 on the even weeks and 0-2 on the odd ones. So, eggs off. Prepare yourself next week. Just a forewarning. Dak Prescott in victory formation, and that is that. The Dallas Cowboys get the Sunday Night Football victory, 34-24 over the now 1-3 Green Bay Packers, who could easily be 0-4 if the Browns just converted that 2-point conversion. Taking a look at our player statistics, we have a lot of interest in the fantasy. Love goes 21 of 31, 1-1 touchdown interception ratio. What a game for Javonte Williams, but obviously Josh Jacobs, the superstar. Almost 100 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Also, 68 receiving yards. That's 12.8 right there, plus the 9.5. So we are up to, let me see if the math will kick in, 22.3 plus the touchdown. Almost a 30-point performance. How about that? And then we take a look at receiving. Jake Ferguson, terrific day. Everything but the touchdown. George Pickens had 2 out of his 4 catches, and that is that for Sunday Night Football. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Doubleheader tomorrow night. Jets Dolphins first, Bengals Broncos next. Keep an eye out on the Week 5 pick'em for fantasy purposes.